Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Today, I want to talk about the number one reason why you're probably not making sales, and probably a number two reason as well. This is going to be interesting, okay? So, let me get my coffee here. Hey, where did my toaster go? Who knows? So, as you're rolling on in, go ahead and say hey. If you don't know, I do Saturday Facebook Lives, just so you know, more casual chat. But I thought to myself today, what am I going to talk about? And there was a common theme for the past few days that we talked about. Hold on, let me take off my Facebook on my computer so it doesn't distract me. We had a common theme we talked about, and I don't know if you caught it. And it's certainly responsible for a lot of people's sales or lack thereof, okay? Happy Saturday. What is, before we get started, what is today's plans for everyone? Let me know. Type down below. I'm in a good mood today. No idea why. Not that I shouldn't be. But I got a little bit behind on shop critiques because of the lack of AC in my home. Now that it's back, I'm working on them again. And this should be finished by Tuesday the latest. But I thought that would put me in a bad mood. But I'm doing okay. I think I might do a few today to get caught up, etc. But I just want to clean my home as usual, like I do on a Saturday, and just relax. You know, I'm working on a few projects for work that are also getting me excited. So I think that's why I'm in a good mood. Good morning. Good morning. I gotta find my coaster. It's probably in my other desk. Work on your fall line, updating your descriptions. So yes, if you are working on your fall line, make sure that, well, if you're not or about to, make sure you're doing it as we speak, because fall lines should really launch now, but no later than September. But if you're really pushing it, October. That's really pushing it. Do it, and then next year have a better strategy, okay? Oh, cool, Lana. That's cool. Stuffing animals to ship. Awesome. Everybody has really different things going on today. Hey, Lisa. Writing, updating listings, cleaning my home, working on orders. Yeah. Is anybody, I know I asked this before. A lot of people work on Saturdays, you know, and that's great. I'll be honest with you. I sneak away sometimes on my phone and sometimes my laptop. Rarely on my laptop, but I do sneak away once in a while, you know? Trina, good. Make sure you get that over to me. A lot of people have been sending them to me because they're about just time to do the follow-ups. I have it nearly done, just figuring out what I need to add. All right, awesome. You know, it's a good thing, Kate, because some people take launching product lines not so seriously, meaning they just take a photo, they want to get it up. They want to get it up, they want to get it out. And this is a good segue into today's topic. It's really not a great way around it. A great way to approach it. You should really, I don't think perfection is what we're looking for. I think close to it. I think, you know, knowing how to do descriptions, photos, all that good stuff before you actually send it out, okay? Before you send it out and publish it to the real world. Don't just half-ass it, like I always say, and bring it out there, and then you realize what the hell's going on with it. I'll tell you what's going on with it. You didn't put a good picture, you didn't put a good description, you didn't do anything, you know? That's what people want to do. They want to rush and throw their collection out there, but the rest of the strategy for putting it up there falls apart, and that's no good. So try to work Monday through Saturday. Depends on how much hubby lets me during the weekend. I know, sometimes I feel like I need permission to work in the weekend, and I tell my husband, listen, I'm making money. Like, I need to get sometimes things done. So if I want to step away, I need to, you know? So, oh, awesome. Winter line of dresses. So today's topic is about the number one reason why you're probably not making sales, okay? And a lot of people that have been following me for a while probably know what I always talk about. Not always, but I'm very a big fan of. And there's also a number two reason why you're not making sales. And actually a number three. There's always three reasons. If you don't have these in order, then you have a big problem. But the number one reason I find people are not really figuring it out and making sales is due to, can anybody guess what I'm going to say? You could probably guess if you've been following me for a while. For those of you who have not followed me for a while, listen up, okay? Just you could type down below if you'd like, or you could just be quiet in the background, listen up, because this is a really important topic, and I built my whole business around this. And I want to make something very clear. It's not the only thing I built my business around, but that's how I certainly got to where I am. Yes, you need to get found to get sales. SEO, and Kate puts LOL after it. It's funny, right? But it's true. And I know I hate, you know, I hate anybody. I don't hate. I discourage anybody from saying to anyone, you know, how do I say this? I've heard people say SEO is not that big of a deal. And while that may be true, there's other ways to really make it big. Let's say if you have sucky SEO, right? There's other ways to really make it big. But some of those things are not in your control, you know? SEO is pretty much in your control. And that's why I like to rely on things that are a good foundation. And then when you later on, after you get SEO down and all that stuff, you rely on other strategies, which I'm absolutely fine with. Spending money on marketing, spending all your time on social media. You know, at this moment, you know, when you're first starting, or even when you're in the middle of starting, right? If you've already got started, I don't mind people getting started in social media and having a real good plan. I love that, actually. But what I find is that entrepreneurs don't have the time and etc. They want to be able to make money without having to try so hard in the beginning, you know? Yes. I agree, Lisa. And like I said, there's a couple more things that get you successful, but in order to get anything to happen, is you have to get found first. I did a shop critique for somebody yesterday, and funny story, I did the shop critique. He may be on the call right now, and I was looking through his product. Beautiful product, okay? I looked at the product. Oh, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. My bad, guys. Hold on. Okay, that was just Amazon telling me I had a sale. So, I looked through his items, and I realized, oh, I favored one of these items a long time ago. I recognized the product immediately. It was beautiful. And right away, I saw it. And I was like, yep, I saw the little favorite was already favorited. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Anyway, the point is, he mentioned, I think, in his shop critique questionnaire that he thinks photos are really important. And while that's very, very true, I had to go above that and say, before photos is SEO, because you want to get clicked on, right? When somebody finds you, but somebody has to find you first, right? So that's what makes SEO really important. Just in case you're new around here, let me explain to you. I built my whole business on it. You know, when I first started, I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I first started. I just did. I just did because it was fun. I wanted somebody to buy it and put it in their home. I sold at the beginning, okay? And what I found slowly was that, you know what? The only way I have a chance is somebody finds me. I didn't do any marketing, you know? I didn't have time to. I had a full-time job. And if they need to find me, they need to search for me, and then my item comes to the top of the search. The only way to be top of the search, I had to figure out SEO and relevancy. And so I did. Obviously, here I am. So I found it very, very important in the beginning. I know, and it holds true for any search engine. If you're at the top of the search, the first few pages, you're in a better position than somebody at the 9th page or 10th page, not even found at all. Okay? So, and it holds true again because I sell both on Etsy and Amazon. And what's funny is that the item that's on the top page on Etsy is my most popular seller. The item that's on the top page on Amazon is my most popular seller. They're two different items. So it holds true that if you are found on the first page, you will sell. Now, there's obviously some caveats to that. Sometimes if you have a really sucky item that nobody wants to buy, it can be much tougher, right? But I would like to think that both of my items are well designed. Therefore, I'm being found just fine, you know, and being purchased just fine, and I am. But if you look at the item that's on Etsy that's really popular, it does not sell on Amazon. It's because it's not being found. For that same keyword phrase that's really popular, I'm being found for another item, which is fine by me, as long as I'm being found. But I will tell you that on Amazon, for example, Handmade Amazon, you're able to get found multiple times on the first page, unlike Etsy. And I'm being found, depending on the day, 5 to 8 times on the first page on the most popular keyword. Ridiculous, I know, like ridiculous in a good way. Like, that's unbelievable. But that's why I'm so successful on Amazon as well. I'm being found. And of course, going with that, I have some great product and great photos, okay? How do you compete with people that get their products from manufacturers direct? Do you mean like people that are reselling? Is that what you're talking about, Lisa? Hold on to that thought, about pricing. See, I understand the importance of being on the first page, but my hang up is the first page for which search. Ah, okay. That's a very good point. I love that you bring it up, Lana. I have such a hard time predicting what my target market will be using for their keyword. Let me see, clicking on see more to find my product. Lana, do you have my SEO webinar? I'm just wondering, because the SEO webinar teaches you how to find out which keyword phrases are the most popular. So of course, Lana brings up a good point. You don't want to be found for a keyword phrase that nobody's searching for. You don't want to be the winner of the losers. That's what my old store manager used to say. It was hilarious. The winner of the losers, then who cares if you're on the top of search? It doesn't matter. Nobody's searching for it. So my SEO webinar helps you with that. So the easy answer, Lana, is look at the SEO webinar if you don't know about it. It's on etsysellermastermind.com under classes. It has changed people's lives. I know that sounds intense, but it has. So Lisa writes, yes, just changing one thing. Okay, hold on to that 1 second. Should you sell the same item on both Etsy and Amazon and have the same product in different fabric? Why not sell the same? If you're able to sell the same item because you can manufacture them, then yes, do it. You know, sometimes you find that others will rise to the top on Amazon, and I'll tell you why that other item rose to the top. My Amazon customers are more mature. They're a lot more men. They're more mature. And I know this for a couple of reasons, but more importantly, I look at their name, and they have older names, you know, not in a bad way, but they have older names. And I could tell that they're older crew, and also by their notes, I could tell. So I'll talk about how you compete with people that are manufacturing, reselling things, okay? You are the winner for a lot of losers. Oh, Lana, I have to look at that webinar. Please do, Lana. The SEO webinar really does change things for a lot of people, but one point in particular that you mentioned, it will help you figure out what the keyword phrases that are the most popular and help you get found for those. Simple, okay? So they change one minor item on their product. So here's the thing, Lisa, depending on how you look at it, Etsy allows people to take something and change one minor thing, and they are able to sell that. They consider it handmade. I'm not here to debate whether that's considered handmade or not. I have my own opinion. It doesn't really matter what I think. It matters what Etsy thinks, you know? Yeah, it is discouraging. Absolutely. You know, if I have to say this, that you're competing with people that obviously in this case, I think the biggest hang up for you, Lisa, and for everybody else, it's not that they're selling and they're able to sell it. I think because they're also going to compete with pricing, which is very, very difficult. I find, and just please bear with me as I say this, I find that I tend to stand above other sellers who are priced a little bit lower than me. And I know they sell more. I know that. I could see. But I tend to stand above them because I have a brand. I have fantastic customer service. I have great photos. I have great branding. I'm very professional. And I have a lot of other things in place. But Lisa, you might say that's easier said than done. It does take time to build this. All your products, photos, should entice somebody to buy over your competitor. I am sure my customers have looked at my competitors' photos and looked at potentially mine, a few other things purchased from me, loved how quick I was. You know, I have a lot of things going for me. I'm also a very quick turnaround time, etc. And that's why they continue to purchase from me. They might have looked at the $15 product and my $18 product and decided, you know, my design is a little bit better, right? So design has something to do with it as well. You have to make sure you're competing also against with different styles as well, not just making the exact same things. If you find that people have the exact same things, which I've seen in shop critiques, people have very, very similar items to each other. It's time to say, you know what? Let me reinvent the wheel a little bit. Let me change my style, okay? And yeah, so even people that sell the things that are way cheaper, it takes some time depending on what kind of market you're in. You have to rise above it. You know, I talked about this in a couple of Facebook Lives. You know, how do you bring back your repeat customers? So how do you really, you know, provide great customer service and great packaging and all this stuff, all these little pieces to make a really great business and bring that person back to you, you know? It does take time to build, because I'm sure some of my customers you know, I'm just guessing, have left me to go to a competitor, because maybe they were a little bit cheaper, a few dollars cheaper, but that's fine. I'm still finding ways to bring back that customer. Again, I have an email list, I have repeat customers, but you don't have to jump all the way to an email list right now and start building it. It took me time to get there, just FYI. But what about other things you have in control? Are your photos, when I look at your photos, do they entice me to buy? You know, when I look at your descriptions, are they professional? Are they well written? Do I feel like you're professional? Is your about section filled out? Do you have great photos in there? Is your policies filled out? Because another thing when people don't want to buy from you is because they don't trust you. They don't trust you. It's online purchasing. So I look around and I get a gauge to see that, are you professional? If I've been burned on Etsy before by a bad shop owner, am I going to trust this shop to deliver on time, answer my messages, do all that stuff? And if I look at your very professional shop, etc., then I could count on that. So there's a lot of things that will help you, Lisa and everybody else, to get to that point. It's a journey though. You have to say to yourself, you have to think about when you shop online and you decide to pick a more expensive product than a cheaper one. I've done it many times, by the way. If you have not, then that's fine. But I want you to think about that. And you could ask your friends, literally ask your friends, text message them or call them and say, have you ever done price shopping and picked a more expensive product over a cheaper product? What made you do that? Get some insight. For me, it was photos, okay? For me, it was details that made me feel like this person was more professional. I was going to get a more professional item in the mail, better quality, okay? Because depending on the item, I'll make sure it was better quality. I bought my daughter a backpack recently. This time it was not on Etsy. It was on Amazon because I needed it much more quicker. And I took a look at reviews, so reviews are important. I took a look at reviews for quality because, backpacks have to really, hold really well because the kid uses them, So think about all those things, okay? The people that sell things way cheaper, sometimes you can't compete with them. You have to just understand they're doing their thing. You can't kick them out of the platform, right? You have to focus on you, Suzanne. So you have to think about things like bringing back your repeat customers, enticing the people that come to your item to buy, right? What makes your item that's priced higher better than the other item that looks similar? First of all, don't make similar items. Try to reinvent the wheel. But more importantly, what makes it better? Are your descriptions really professional? Are your photos really professional? Is your branding really on point? And it's not just simple as yes, 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 yes. Even me, guys, I'm still working on my packaging. I'm still working on things. You know what, guys? I'm so freaking busy. I hate to admit this, but I will admit it so you guys can see. I'm so freaking busy with just, my tangible business, not just with you guys, but my tangible business. But sometimes, when I get an Etsy message or an Amazon message, sometimes it takes me a little longer to respond because I'm in the middle of doing so many things. Literally. So sometimes I go like 12 hours without responding, and to you, maybe be like, okay, that's not a big deal, but for me, it's a big deal, okay? I'm a little laggy right now. Hold on, listen. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to do this target market. These are what I'm going to do. So thank you for your advice. You're right. You are welcome. If you have trouble standing out of the crowd, first of all, if you have trouble standing out of the crowd, join my book club, okay? Search for on Facebook, Dahlia's Book Club, and join it if you love books. Number 2, this won't be a book for this year. It'll be a book for next year, but you can certainly read it. It's called, where's my book? It's probably in the other room. Blue Ocean Strategy. It helps you stand out from a crowd of samies, people of the same, So bringing back to my point, I'm completely overwhelmed, and it takes me a while to answer messages. I'm trying to think of a better plan, and maybe certain times of the day I answer messages, because before it was always when somebody messaged, I replied back quickly. And now it's a little bit more difficult because I get a lot of messages, guys. I get a lot of messages. So what I'm trying to say is, even me, I have things to work on. My packaging has to be a little bit better. My customer service, well, it's really good. I'm trying to turn it up a notch. We always have things to work on. Even me, I consider successful. Always things to work on. Okay, don't think that, oh yeah, my pictures look good, I'm good right there. It's not always like that, okay? I stopped comparing myself, and that's when sales got better. I started concentrating on how to grow my shop. Yes, I'm okay with comparing it in a different way. You want to make sure that you don't, your time is not overwhelmed with the comparison and bringing you down and unmotivating you and all this stuff. And if that's the case, then yes, stop comparing and stop making excuses. Start working on your freaking shop. most of people don't realize, and I think that's why you guys join me on Facebook Live with things to work on. Most people don't realize what they have to work on. And sometimes they get a light bulb after listening to a Facebook Live once. They're like, aha, I know what to do. And that's fine. So just understand your journey will come. You will end up having that light bulb moment very soon, hopefully. But nonetheless, you know there's things to work on your shop. Always. Okay? Maggie, not sure what Dahlia would say, but I would session by category. What did Maggie ask? Oh, would you suggest doing all SEO, then picks descriptions first? Or fix listing by listing? Ah, I see. Really, it's up to you, but I tend to do SEO first if I'm fixing things, and I do descriptions next. At the end of the day, if you're doing SEO to some items, I would end up renewing those items to give them like a little fresh start after SEO is done. Okay. Kate, I tend to read my email even less, but it's Etsy convos that alert me, and that's why I, hey Ariella, I think I saw your post. I saw it for a brief moment. Congratulations. I think you got accepted to Handmade at Amazon, right? Congratulations. That's very, very exciting. But anyway, I still have things to work on, you know? So just understand that you also have things to work on as well, whether they be big or small, you know? Awesome, Ariella. Congratulations. So, you're just in time, you know, because we're talking about how to get to the top of search, how important it is. So Ariella, don't waste any moment trying to, you know, figure out how to work on Amazon. Your main focus is get your product up, right? Get yourself to the top of search, right? And get some great photos, get some great descriptions, okay? Ariel, I think you have my Amazon webinar, right? I feel like I recognize your name as such, but I'm not sure, you know? Nonetheless, get working because holidays is coming and I want to make sure that you are prepared for it, okay? School, interviews, and my shops. It's crazy some days. Yeah, I get it. I work on my business full time, but sometimes it is absolutely insane, you know? Yesterday I had one of those days, but I'm in a better mood today. I think it's because I'm also going to see you guys and just hang out and chill, you know? Oh, awesome. Okay, so you're getting some basic things done. Yeah. But anyway, so going back to the number one reason why you're potentially not making sales is because of your SEO, but because you're not getting found, okay? Now, we already talked about that. Let's talk about number two really quick. Number two is photos. Let's just say it, okay? And after you get found, you have to get clicked on. But more importantly, you have to entice the buyer to want to click on you. And more importantly, whatever you used for keyword phrase, you have to make sure it does match your product. So if you are being found for necklaces, but it's really not a necklace, you're not going to be clicked on, right? So it has to really match the actual product and the photo. So photos is absolutely, you know, really, really important, you know? You make my day. I do. Thank you. I don't know where that came from, but I appreciate it. Are you talking to me? You're talking to somebody else. I'm not sure. I think you're talking to me, but I'm not sure, but thank you. So photos is number two, okay? That is really what I believe to be number two. But I know sometimes photos could be, you know what, Teresa? This is part of your journey. Let's just call it how it is, and part of other people's journey. I used to have a journey with photos as well. You weren't here with me when I had my journey, so you couldn't see that I also went through it as well. So right now you just see me like living the fabulous life, right? With my great photos and great everything, but just understand that I too had trouble, okay? Maybe different troubles, let's just say, because I'm pretty good at the camera, but trying to figure out my style and trying to figure out how to get something to be a certain way and try to, you know, all these things, you know, but we indeed still had journeys, but it was a long, long, long time ago. So you don't see it now, but just understand that it will take continuous work. I will tell you collectively, I probably spent months and months, okay, trying to figure out how my photos are going to look collectively, okay? Focus one shots. Oh, awesome. I love that. I love that. because I told somebody, who was it? My husband, my assistant, I don't know, that, you know, I do have a lot of Facebook Lives that are very actionable, very, you know, when you leave, you know exactly what to do, what to fix, etc., right? You know, but there are some Facebook Lives that are not so much like that, but they are very inspiring. And sometimes those are really meant for newer people, but more importantly, they will help you get your day started. I said, a lot of people have told me, and through emails as well, I help them start their day. And that means a lot to me. And I certainly understand that because you guys helped me start my day as well. Sorry, itchy nose. So I completely understand that, and I appreciate it. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. You are not useless. Teresa, I'm telling you, you have no idea. I went through similar struggles. This happens just to be your time for your struggle. It just happens to be, you know? How important is adding a direct checkout payment option, Dahlia? I have PayPal set up, and I've read somewhere that not everyone likes to pay through PayPal. So I might be restricting my sales. I think you should definitely do direct checkout, period. I think customers may feel that they don't have PayPal accounts, so they don't know how to pay with PayPal. You know, I feel that when Etsy a long time ago only had PayPal and then made a direct checkout, I don't know if you guys were back with Etsy back then. I remember that time. I remember people saying that their sales have improved. Who knows if that was true or not, but I think there is no excuse not to have it. What's the problem? What's the problem of having it? I don't see any real substantial cons to it. Okay? Okay, so I hope that helps you answer that question. Okay? So I told you about number 2 is photos, okay? And number three, which is one of the hardest topics for me to talk about, because as a coach to you guys, I can't tell you what to sell particularly. I give you advice on how to branch out and things like that. I can't tell you what to sell. Number 3 is your product line, okay? And sometimes you have to understand that you're selling things that people don't want or not as high in demand. Remember we talked about this a few days ago, right? Demand versus saturation, etc. The rules in certain countries. Hold on a second. Let me see what you're talking about here. Ah, I see. Well, here's the thing. Check if it's possible. If it's not possible, then your hands are tied, right? But if it's possible, get on it. And that's all, okay? So again, last but not least is your product. And we talked about products for the last few days. So this is not new to you, this topic. However, if you missed the last few days Facebook Lives, the last 3 days were really important, where I talked about saturated categories, how to succeed in it, how to succeed in niche product categories, and how to succeed in one of a kind. Take a look at those last 3 down below. Okay, find them. They're not too far back. So you could get really inspired and really understand how to succeed in those type of categories. But product line is super important, okay, guys? More importantly, it also relates to SEO when it comes to product line. Because the reason why I even expanded out was because I know that if I just get found for personalized stationery, that's awesome, but I want to get found for anything related to stationery. So when Sally looks for personalized stationery, there's Dahlia. When Sally looks for personalized note cards, there's Dahlia. When Sally looks for personalized wedding thank you cards, there's Dahlia's shop. When Sally looks for personalized notepads, there's Dahlia. Do you get it? The more products you have within your category, right? You don't want to sell knit items if you sell stationery. That doesn't make sense. But within your category is, excuse me, the better chance somebody finding you, more eyes to your shop, more of your target market. If you want to learn more about growing, expanding, executing a new product line like I'm talking about, if you just search for product launch or something, product line launch in this group, you will see a post that will lead you to a Periscope that I did about it. Super helpful, okay? Nonetheless, let me wrap this conversation up really quick to really get my thoughts out. If you don't have SEO in order or don't know how important it is, shame on you. I hate to say that, right? But a lot of times I do talk to people like I'm a mother when it comes to things like this. But I need you to understand how important it is. It's the reason why I'm so successful. So if you need help with SEO, go to my SEO webinar, guys. It's on EtsySellerMastermind.com. Go to classes and purchase it there. I'm telling you, it has helped people. You will get your, like, how do I say this? People that have used it and used it well have made their money back many times over. Okay? You are welcome, Minnie. Faye says, sorry if this is off topic. I'm new to your live chats. Well, welcome. Yeah, I have not seen your name. Love them, by the way. Thank you. Do you have anything about Amazon SEO different than Etsy? I would like to sell more on Amazon handmade. Yes, Faye, I do. I have the perfect webinar for you because it's not just SEO on Amazon that will help you with Amazon. It's all encompassing. There's a few things that you have to do in order to be successful on Amazon. And I actually have a handmade at Amazon webinar. So if you go to EtsySellerMastermind.com, click classes, you'll see it there. Just give you an FYI, all right? It's a little pricey, but here's why. It's not just SEO, it's all encompassing. It's a full training on it, okay? But it will certainly help you. And if you are considering it, it's important to consider it soon because I want people to really get their shop in order way before holiday season. When the holiday season comes, that's when things will start to really improve. And then shortly after holiday season's over, hopefully your items stay at the top of search. So highly recommend my Handmade at Amazon webinar. It will help you tremendously because it is different than Etsy SEO, the application and a few other things, okay? So Steph Arnold, same here. I try to have good keywords for my shop to be found, always looking. Thank you, Steph. Your SEO webinar is awesome. So, you know, sometimes when you start working on SEO, sometimes it's a journey because there's other things that are involved in getting found in search and being relevant. But you certainly cannot just work on a few items. Work on categories of items and get your whole shop done. I don't understand why people only work on a few to see if it works. It works, guys. It works. And if it doesn't work, there's other things wrong with your shop. Okay? Okay. Tiffany says, I rewatched them all, especially the niche and one of a kind. Change the direction of your shop. I'm so proud of you, Tiffany, because sometimes it's the hardest thing to do. To take somebody else's advice, some stranger, well, not really stranger, you guys work with me every day, and say, you know what, I'm changing the direction. It's very, very difficult. And I commend you for doing so, because it might be the right move, okay? I changed my shop since receiving the SEO and critique. Awesome. And then she says, Faye, you won't regret it. I certainly think you won't. Thank you. I will check it out. I'm struggling there. If you are struggling on Handmade at Amazon, okay, I will tell you the Handmade at Amazon webinar will certainly help you. Excuse me. It's quite a webinar. So what I'm trying to say is it's a lot more pieces to it, and which will take you some time to implement, go back, but it certainly will help you. There are, and I'll just say it, you know, Amazon started last October. You guys remember, right? Or October. And what was funny is that in December, it beat my Etsy number. And my Etsy number is quite a number to beat, okay? But it beat it with only a few months it being, you know, alive. And now there are some months where Etsy still beats Amazon, but there are plenty of months where Amazon beats Etsy. And it's still new. It's not even a year old for me. I figured it out. I figured out a lot of it. And it's important that you just don't take the Amazon webinar and just do it, right? Really go through it. If you have questions, don't be scared to go to the private group and ask. Tag me in it if I don't see the message, and I'll be happy to answer. It's important that you work on all the pieces of it. The most important piece is section number 2, which is making your listing, the SEO, all that stuff. But don't forget to do the other pieces as well. It'll help your business. Okay. So to wrap up this topic, there's a number one reason why you're probably not selling is probably SEO. You're not getting found, but there's other reasons as well. The number 2 and number 3. It is the things I live by. I know if somebody has great product line, great. That's a very big deal. Great SEO. It's working for them to get found in search, and great photos. I for certain know that without even looking at a shop critique questionnaire, if I looked at their shop, I know for a fact they're actually making money. I always guess it on point without looking at the questionnaire, because a lot of the times when I do a shop critique, I look at the shop first, talk about some basic things first, then I get into the questionnaire, okay? And sometimes I already know if they're successful or not. And it depends what you mean by successful. A lot of times I already know. It's like I could already just tell you right off the bat. You know, I can't tell you exactly how much, right? But I could already know if they're successful at it because of those 3 principles already, you know? With the high commission fee though, is it better than you sell more on Amazon handmade? Is that what you're asking me? I will tell you this, Amazon handmade does take more of a percentage, but what people fail to realize is that they're bringing in much, much more buyers to you, okay? So what would you rather have, everyone? Would you rather have $1,000? Okay, would you, no, sorry, let me say this like this. Would you rather sell $1,000 and make $500 in your pocket? That's pretty cool, right? Because, you know, after expenses and stuff and whatever. Or would you rather make $10,000 with $5,000 of profit? So what I'm trying to say is, while they do take a little bit more money, you have to understand it's not too much more. What people fail to realize is that when you're on Etsy, they take the direct checkout fees and Etsy transaction fees, okay? Altogether, it leads to around 6 to 7%. Now you might say, Dahlia, that's still a lot less than Amazon. But listen, Amazon didn't just come out of nowhere and say, hey, I'm gonna take 12, 15% from you. They earned their keep, guys, okay? Without Amazon, I will tell you, I'm not sure if I'll be hiring my husband right now. Probably not sure, but it has changed my life completely. Let them take extra percentage. You know, I'll be saving money on promoting anyway. Meaning, consider that extra percentage, that extra 6% or whatever, as if you were doing advertising, because they bring so much more buyers into your home. Not into your home, into your shop, okay? So just really think about it. And listen, guys, sometimes I get so crazy. I look at people's shop questionnaires, and I won't show you them because obviously they're personal. They're all over my desk right now. And I see screenshots and I see people's stats. You won't believe the amount of people, and I'm yelling at you guys, people that are those people that are spending on promoted listings, okay? They're obviously spending money, so you're spending money anyway. Why not spend it on Amazon, which they have millions more buyers, millions of more than Etsy. But more importantly, they're losing money. I've seen people who spend like $90 on promoted listings and then only made like 40 bucks. I want to punch myself. Like, it's so crazy. I'm like, do you not look at your stats? You're wasting money. You know, sure, you would have not gotten the $75 or the $50 or the $40, but you spend $90 to get it. Nowhere in business does that make sense. Nowhere. So first, there was an incident where I told that person, you need the SEO webinar, so stop spending on promoted listings, get the SEO webinar. That's it. But more importantly, you should just stop it completely and don't complain about things like Amazon. And I'm not saying, for example, you guys are like that. Maybe you don't spend on promoted listings or waste your money on that, but you won't believe the amount of people that do and not realize it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that maybe you don't realize it, but that percentage that Amazon is charging is worth it. If, by the way, if you're not priced accordingly and correctly, then of course it won't be worth it. You won't be making any money in your pocket. So there's no point in selling. There's no point in selling $1,000 worth of items if you literally made $5 in your pocket. You just wasted all that time for what, right? So it's important to realize that your profit margins first should allow it, okay? Steph, bummed I wasn't accepted into handmade Amazon. I wish you knew why. Steph, I posted something in the group not too long ago about reasons why they don't accept people. If you have missed that, go ahead and search for my name in the group and look down some. You'll probably see that topic to help you, okay? If you want to just revive that topic, go ahead and post in the comments and maybe we all could help you, okay? Once approved for Amazon, do you have to open your shop in a certain amount of days? Not that I know about. But don't wait too long, guys. Holidays around the corner, okay? How do you apply to sell on Amazon? Deborah, if you're talking about handmade at Amazon, there's an application process. So I would go ahead and search on Google for handmade at Amazon application. I'm sure you'll run into it. I don't have the exact link right now, you know? Yeah, I missed that. We'll check it out. Please do. Please do. There's a reason why, and maybe you fill out the application incorrectly. I'm not saying to fill it out again and lie, but there's some people that probably filled it out incorrectly, okay? Because I know there was a few things that were a little tricky for me. My hair is wild. All right, guys, so that concludes today's Facebook Live, and that's what I usually do on a set. I just talk about, you know, whatever, usually a good topic sometimes. Sometimes it's about my kids. Who knows what it's about? But I definitely want to talk about this because just the past 3 days I talked about topics leading up to this, okay? So Amazon has waived the monthly fee too, so don't wait. You are saving $39.99 a month just off the block. Correct. You're saving it till the end of 2017. And again, if you need help with Amazon, Handmade at Amazon, I got your back. All right. I created a whole webinar for it. It's on EtsySellerMastermind.com. Okay. And it's not just SEO, it's a lot of other things. Okay. And you can just take a look at it to read the description to see what else it will help you with. Anyway, guys, is there any other question before I let you guys go? What's my hair doing? I was so excited to clean my home this morning. Now, not so much. I wish I could stay with you guys forever. Cleaning the bathrooms are the worst. There's so much more work than everything else in the house. Thank you, Kate. You too. You too. I certainly think the fee being waived is awesome. But they increased the percentage from 12 to 15%, and I'd rather pay the fee than have that increase because I sell a lot on Amazon. So it takes up to be more money, but what else can you do, you know? Amazon called you yesterday. That's an interesting phone call, I would say. Very interesting phone call. Have a great weekend as well. Thank you, Steph. Get a housekeeper. You know what's funny? I had one. But what? What's my excuse for not having one again? I miss cleaning my home. I did. I know it sounds weird, but I actually talked about this topic a long, long time ago. I might want to consider it again, but I don't know, we shall see. They want to know why I didn't open my store after being accepted for a long time. Ah, yes, Amazon emailed my other email address and said, hey, why didn't you apply? And I'm like, I did. I sell on your platform, but the reason why it doesn't show that is because my Amazon account is under my other email address, my main email address, like my personal one. And that's why it showed that I didn't open it. So that's probably why. If you don't know how it works, first of all, apply for it. Okay, Handmade at Amazon. If you don't know how it works, again, I have a Handmade at Amazon webinar. There's no guessing involved anymore. It will help you tremendously. Okay. I was not ready to open yet. They need to have info so they can improve for us. I got it. I get it. They're missing and how hard it is. Ah, yes. You know, I wish I had shop sections as well, because I could organize my millions of items. But nonetheless, okay, guys. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Have a fantastic Saturday, and I will catch you Monday morning. All right, guys. Bye.